Hello, me again. I am Sarah Millican and welcome to episode 61 of How to Be Champion Storytime Spectacular. Ta-da! I can't do it without the hand. I don't know if I've mentioned that to you before. I can't. That wasn't even a very good one. That's something you could do in the lockdown, isn't it? You could just learn how to do that. I just kept doing it until it sounded vaguely good. I've got a friend who thinks she can do it, but really she just goes hoo hoo like that, and it's not the same thing. Do not reduce my skills to that. Millican's Law, that's where we're at. Let's crack on. I very quickly fell in love with doing stand-up. Every part of it. Writing jokes, trying them out, being backstage with other comics, booking my diary, working out travel logistics, performing to all sorts of different crowds, sleeping on random sofas, working out how to improve. The travel logistics are such a major part of the job, especially as for the first few years I couldn't drive. So, can I get home after the gig? Am I spending the entire fee for the gig on a cheapo hotel? Or is there someone on the bill whose sofa I could sleep on? Do I know anyone in Cambridge? Where is Gary? Gary was often my knight in shining Clio because it was lit and populated. I'd sit in a train station in the middle of the night while he drove from his gig to scoop me up and take me to his or mine. I love working out the travel logistics of a tour. I think if the comedy thing ever went down the Swanee, I'd become a sat-nav. I mean, I say that, and currently comedy is down the Swanee. I haven't become a sat-nav because nobody's going anywhere. There's no need for it. Just a little heads up as well that the thing that I'm doing is while I'm at home I am writing material for my next show, and as soon as it is safe for us all to be in a big room together again, I will be going on tour. We're all ready. As soon as I can, I will. So, get yourself on my mailing list is probably a good idea. If you go on sarahmillican.co.uk, and on the homepage you can put your email address in there, and I only email like once a month, so I don't bother you, but I will let you know when my tour goes on sale, and it will be international. Hope, fingers crossed. If I can come, I will come. I wanted to learn from everything I did, but I realised that sometimes the previous gig would impact the next. So if I struggled at the previous gig, I'd walk into the next one thinking I wasn't any good. I needed to be able to shake that off quicker to judge every gig as an individual thing. So I developed a rule. As I'm such a cautious person, I'm great at rules. I've never cheated on a partner, killed a person, or flushed a sanitary towel, and only once have I kicked a dog turd under a bush. Sorry, Nottingham. The rule was designed for me, but has been adopted by many comedian pals who in turn have passed it on to the next generation. Oh yes, there's a next generation. The other day, a waitress in Wagamama said she was a big fan of mine. I smiled and thanked her for the kind words. She then said she'd been a fan since she was a kid. While I was crying and checking my hands for liver spots, I realised that I've been doing stand-up for 12 years, and as she was 22 at most, yep, she could have been a fan since she was a kid. But why was a 10-year-old watching a woman talk about fannies and saying fuck a lot? She was very polite and never judged how many sides I ordered. So I think she turned out just fine. The rule, while made for comedians, can also be utilised for anyone anywhere who has a thing they need to get past. You must be strong and stick to the rule. If you're the sort of person who cheats, murders, flushes and kicks turds under bushes a lot, I'm not sure this is for you. The rule is this. If I've had a bad gig, this could be that I wasn't good, they weren't good, or for whatever reason it just didn't work. Then I can only be sad, furious, frustrated and annoyed about it till 11 a.m. the next day. Then at 11 a.m. I need to shake it off. Because if I go into the next gig thinking I'm shit, I'll die. Equally, though, if I nail a gig, I can only be smug, thrilled and kissing my guns until 11 a.m. the next day. Because if I go into the next gig thinking I'm king of the world, I'll die. Comedy is about being in the moment, and carrying baggage, good or bad, can ruin things. And this rule totally works. I've been known to put my alarm on earlier just so I can bitch and moan or dance and clap for longer. The rule can be adapted too. For example, when you're at the Edinburgh Fringe, you can be doing 5 gigs in a day and be on stage any time from 11 a.m. I was once introduced at that time by my good friend Steve Day with Gateshead Library's Loss is Comedy's Gain. I'd never worked at Gateshead Library, but my outfit said I lived there. To 3 a.m, the one time I played late and live, I talked while they stared or slept. It was awful, and I was placated afterwards with a glass of ginger beer. You then don't have time to wait until 11 a.m. to shake off the detritus of the last gig. So the 11 o'clock rule is then adapted to half an hour after coming off stage. If you see comics standing outside venues having a short cry or a small dance or shuddering, that's what they're doing. If you're not a comedian, feel free to adapt this for yourself. Bad day at work, argument with your partner, annoyed with your friend, dog seems to love your partner more than you. Feel your feelings until 11 a.m. the next day and then crack on with life. It's empowering and positive and absolutely works. And the dog will love you more than he loves your partner, even if you have to keep sausages in your pockets to start with. You know, it's just because you change your clothes more often and the dog thinks your partner smells of dinner when it's just stains on his t-shirt. And that is the end of episode 61. I hope I made you laugh. I hope I gave you something to think about maybe. You know, just a distraction. I hope I was just a distraction for a few minutes. How many? 6 minutes? 6-minute distraction. Watch it again, 12 minutes and more, but I can't do the maths. Have a good rest of day. Take care of yourselves. Lots of love. And I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Stay in the house. Wash your fucking hands. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Hello, it's Sarah Millican here. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Don't forget to like, pop a comment below, and why not stick around to watch a few more. I'm sure those emails or those dishes can wait a bit longer.